The business of law or the law biz has changed dramatically over the period of time that I've been practicing law. So I was sworn in 1986, and the first question people always ask me is, "How is it practicing with your family?" Because originally this firm was founded with my father, and then Matthew came on board. We started in '93. He was 11 years after me. And so people wanted to know, what's it like practicing with your father? What's it like practicing with your brother? So it was fabulous when Matt and I had an opportunity to practice with my dad, John McNicholas. And also we brought my sister on board. But it really has been a labor of love. There's been a lot of family. There's been a lot of tradition. There's been a lot of history. Obviously, there's been a lot of law, and we've seen a tremendous amount of change. But because Matt and I are almost a generation apart, it's really been a great gift to us. Matt sees the world really through different eyes than I do. I was not part of the information age growing up. Matt was, and because of that, he has been able to incorporate cutting-edge technology into our firm, which has given us a huge advantage, not only in the general practice of law, but also in the courtroom. Matt, what's your view on that?
So I agree with all that. My first law job, I was 15. I was working for our dad. He had an insurance defense firm at the time. And I had to drop something off at the courthouse. My dad was in trial against a very famous lawyer who ended up becoming Pat's boss a few years later. And they had to redo a jury instruction at lunch. And this is back when you actually typed jury instructions on a typewriter on special paper. And so our dad gave me the Badgie book and opened it and said, type this onto that. We're going to lunch. We'll be back. And they all left the courtroom, and I was in the courtroom by myself at 15 at the clerk's desk typing away. So that was my first law job. And that when I was back at the office, I was in the copy room using that bait stamp machine, which of course we don't use anymore. But Pat's right. I grew up around the computers. In essence, Pat did not. So Pat's 11 years older than I am. So Pat kind of went to high school late 70s. I went to high school in the late 80s. So being around computers and technology was just a natural for me. And if you look at our father, John McNicholas, his name's actually John Patrick McNicholas the fourth. Pat and then me were actually emotionally and socially three separate generations practicing law. So it's been very, very interesting and helpful because each of us brings a different perspective to any given case or situation.
And I would also add to that, it's not only perspective, but Matt has a completely distinct set of tools in his toolbox. He is much more analytical. He's much more thorough. The tech is obviously a huge help, but he does a really good job of paying attention to the details and making sure in every case that everything gets done completely and efficiently and maximizing the result in the case.